Hey everybody, Larry Kwirirayi here with a quick update. The news that just came out, Zimbabwe just announced their squad for the tri-series that's out in Pakistan. 15-man squad, one big change. But before I tell you about that, remember to smash the like button, subscribe, make sure you get everybody following our channel. It really does help us in as far as getting the content as far out there as possible and making sure that as many people as possible take part in the conversation. So the big news is that Blessing Zarabani is out. He's out because of that back injury, missed the last two matches of the 3-0 loss to Afghanistan, if you remember that, at Harare Sports Club. Has not been able to recover in time, and coming in is Nyuma Nyamuri. Now, before I give my full reaction to that, I'm going to go through the squad. Sikandar Raza is captaining, of course. Brian Bennett is in there. Ryan Burke, Graham Creamer, Brad Evans, Clive Madande, Tino Maposa, Wellington Masakadza, Tadiwana Shemarimani, Tono Munyonga, Tashinga Msekiwa, Dion Myers, Richard Ngarava, Nyuma Nyamuri, and Brendan Taylor. So, Nyuma Nyamuri is coming in as another lefty, okay? Now, a couple of months ago, you'd have thought the like-for-like replacement for Blessing Zarabani would have been Trevor Gwandu. But Trevor Gwandu hasn't had the greatest of time recently, so he's out of the squad at the moment. And the incoming Brad Evans will probably be something of a like-for-like replacement for Blessing Zarabani, even though they've played together. The only question is this. Brad Evans generally does not open the bowling, and you don't really see him bowling the power play. So it's going to be a question is he going to be able to take that mantle and also make sure that there's an option for when Blessing Zarabani is not there for someone to open with the pace along with Richard Ngarava. I know that Zimbabwe tends to go with the left arm of Wellington Masakadza to open the bowling, and whatever the case may be, might get a quick opening. It's sort of kind of a thing that Zimbabwe tends to do a lot of. It's kind of a thing that Zimbabwe tends to do a lot of, and we've seen it in recent times. And what I just say is that is going to be what's going to be interesting in as far as those combinations. I also see Graham Creamer getting some action. Graham Creamer, I can see him getting some action because you want to see what he can do before you actually get to the World Cup. Remember, Zimbabwe don't have any other games lined up as of now, between now and the World Cup. And these are the conditions, there's Pakistan where the ball's going to turn, that are similar in some way to where the World Cup will be held. The World Cup is in Sri Lanka and in India. So that's where the ball turns quite a bit. Graham Creamer, yeah, in as far as the rest of the squad is concerned, you can see them picking who they picked. There were struggles, and I guess Justice Salmons would say maybe it's just that one series. I'm going to keep looking at these players and keeping faith in that players. But it was what it was, because there hasn't been any real meaningful domestic white ball cricket that's been getting played. The NPL aside, and just one round of the Pro 50 Championship. So you can't really glean anything off that and be able to make a rock-hard decision on how you're going to make a change and drop a player or two. So that's how a lot of those players have been able to get in there. And for their sake, we're hoping they're going to have a great performance, because that'll give them confidence as they prepare for the World Cup. Now, and as far as the tournament itself, it starts off on the 17th of November. Rawalpindi, Zimbabwe are going to play Pakistan before they face Sri Lanka at the same venue. Then they go to Lahore and play Pakistan and Sri Lanka once again. And if they end up in the top two, they'll play in the final on the 29th of November in Lahore. So that is the action that's taking place. Zimbabwe, if you're wondering about this tri-series, they took the place of Afghanistan. There are diplomatic tensions between the two countries politically at the moment, and there was a sad death of 3 cricketers that took place, and that resulted in Afghanistan deciding that they were not going to take part in this particular tournament. Zimbabwe quickly jumped into that and were able to get themselves some matches before the World Cup itself. So this is good preparation for Zimbabwe. But that's the big news. Yes, Blessing Zarabani, the only change, and Nyuma Nyamuri coming in. What would you have done? Are you okay with this? I know some people are going to say you could have gone for Ernest Masugu. There are a couple of other players that other people have thrown in the hat. Who do you think would have come in? And are you happy with the fact that they've gone with pretty much the same squad, save for that enforced change? Otherwise, smash the subscribe button, like share. This really does help us to get to as many people as possible and get this channel growing. And as the more we grow, the more opportunities to create more exciting content. But before I go, happy birthday to Brian Bennett, turned 22 today. Shout out to him. Cheers.